can. Right. Good morning, guys. Visit Binghamton is the Animal Adventure Park.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
One of my favorite places in the world. And
Awesome.
I think you all know that by now. But Jordan Patch, you're a celebrity. I don't have to introduce you anymore.
The giraffes are famous. We just scoop their poop. So.
All right. So yes, we are at the giraffe pen, and they're together as a family.
Yeah, so pretty exciting now. We're on to our second or third week of the giraffe family finally being reunited after about a 5.5 month hiatus.
Right.
And you know, we took that break for a few different reasons. If you don't follow us on Facebook, we'll kind of give you just the gist of it. Number one is Oliver's a boy. And as soon as Oliver and April get back together, Oliver's got one goal, and that is to continue to carry on and pass on his genetic seed. And we wanted to give April a little bit of a break.
Right.
We wanted Taj to be reared to a healthy age where he's starting to wean, which he is now. He's probably at about a 60 to 70% wean rate right now, so solid versus milk.
Right.
And so they're back now. So we've joined them together. Smooth transition. And in fact, it's gotten quite smooth around here.
I was going to say, we had pictures the other day on the internet, so maybe we're going to have another little Taj coming in the future.
Mark your calendars. So the reality of it is that giraffes cycle every 17 days.
Okay.
Okay. So when they were introduced, she had just passed a cycle. So
Okay.
we did that on purpose.
Okay.
And here we are now, about 17 some odd days later, she's cycling. So
Okay.
for a few days, Oliver was connecting with April. But as we've learned in this saga of watching giraffe cams and pregnancies, just because they connect does not mean they conceive.
Correct.
So, more or less, our calendars are marked. We're starting our count, but by all means, it might be another cycle or two,
Sure.
and we're only going to be able to dictate that based on their behavior. As
Okay.
soon as, number one, we see the physical signs that she stops cycling,
Right.
Because she does menstruate and everything else, like any other animal on Earth,
Okay.
but also Oliver's interest in her will change.
Really?
When she is,
Men.
yeah, I know. When she's open, as we call it, when she's in heat and not yet pregnant, he can't get his nose out of her backside enough. You know,
Okay.
he is glued there,
All right.
testing that urine, testing the estrogen levels to know exactly when the time is right.
Okay.
She lets him know that way, and
there we go.
the rest is internet history, I guess. So
tourism and biology all in one morning. This is good.
interactive educational. I'm just not jumping in there. That's
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you really made it public about the conservation efforts for
Mm-hmm.
giraffes, like with the whole pregnancy and things like that. But you guys are doing more along that line as well.
Yeah, so this year we were lucky enough to donate, I believe it was somewhere upwards of $40,000 now to giraffe conservation and other conservation programs, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, we spread our message of conservation, but when we can put tangible funds towards efforts in the natural environment,
Yeah.
that's a home run because obviously the preservation work we do here is kind of a moot point until we can conserve the natural environments for these animals to eventually be reintroduced. And it does happen,
Yeah.
So the other work we're doing now, and this is quite exciting, kind of a new thing, is that we've just joined our first species survival program, which is known as the SSP in the zoo community.
Okay.
And what that is you join a network of other facilities around the country, and you're part of this almost genetic database now.
Okay.
We have joined the East African Crowned Crane Species Survival Program. We have a new pair of cranes here, gifted to us by the Cape May County Zoo, our friends down in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they're here now, and they're going to start producing. And what happens is that as they produce their chicks, we inventory them into this genetic catalog, and then they are placed into different facilities to continue to keep the genetic diversity and integrity of the program in place, and to continue to grow the population. So we're excited about that. It's the first of hopefully many more. There's some primates we're trying to work with and some other things, so we'll get there. But that's a big thing for us.
Well, and I remember when you got the second hyena, that was very important to you about keeping the genetic pool clean, that they came from different coasts and things like that to try to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but our hyenas are calling at the moment. But spotted hyenas, you don't see them often in private collections or even some of the bigger, more public collections these days. And for us to now have a viable pair of breedable adults, again, that's a home run, genetic diversity, and hopefully in the next year we'll welcome some cubs there too. We'll see.
Awesome.
We'll see.
That's awesome. Well, I know it's been a very slow summer for you. I
Yes.
don't think you had any visitors here at all. We just came in the parking lot. There was Prince Edward Island and all of these other states. What has that been like for you guys?
Overwhelming. To be very honest with you, it's very overwhelming. We expected to be busy, not this busy. So it's overwhelming, it's humbling, and it's very rewarding. Every day and every single day, we had at least probably 12 to 15 different states represented in our parking lot. And I mean, you'd walk up and you'd see everything from California, Montana, Texas, down to Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, then up into Maine, and throughout the rest of New England, Carolinas, you name it. One of the neat things was we had Hawaii and Alaska here on the same day.
No way.
Yeah, so that was kind of a fun thing. But it's not just continental United States or any of the United States in general, or even North America. Because today we have a huge group from Canada on site today.
Okay.
But it's worldwide.
Yeah.
We've welcomed Ireland, Scotland, a lot from the UK. We've had Italy. We've had Central and South America. We've had Japan, Australia, Germany. So yeah, there's this huge following, which is kind of neat because here they are converging on Broome County.
Yes.
Not only Broome County, the Binghamton area, and then go even a little smaller, and they're in Harpersville, New York, which is awesome. And as the business person in me, that's awesome because it's a residual.
Right.
Our hotels are benefiting, our restaurants are benefiting, other tourism attractions are benefiting, and that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
And the more people we bring to the area, the better we grow. So let's keep it going.
Yeah, well, and it's so funny because you're right, and we message the county all the time in all different aspects, and almost every time that I'm introducing myself, and they're like, "Where are you from?" and I talk a little bit about it, and then I'm like, "You might have heard of this little thing called April the Giraffe and Animal Adventure Park." They're like, "Oh my God, she's yours." So so I'm the envy of the entire tourism industry. Thank you very much.
Thank her. Thank them. Now, if you look in the background, Judy, step aside.
Yep.
This is what we were talking about. If you notice, Oliver's down at her back end. That's him kind of testing the waters, literally. And what will happen is he'll curl his lip up and stick it up into the air, and his tongue will curl. And it's the Fleming's response, or Fleming's response. I always say it wrong. And that's seen in a lot of different animals. Horses do it, giraffes do it, and it's how they kind of gauge where they're at in their cycle. So kind of a neat thing you got to watch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And if you can see Taj over there also, Taj will be celebrating his 6-month birthday on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Which is, remarkable that it's already been 6 months.
Yeah.
He's here now at like 9.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's 500 plus pounds, so he's grown quite well. Get your nose out of it.
Yeah, that's
your
right.
mother, and you are way too young. So it's kind of neat because you got to figure a full-grown giraffe's legs go up about 6 feet. So that's about where his chest is now.
Wow, yeah.
Then add the additional 3 to 4 feet. He might be 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10 feet tall at this point.
Wow.
So he's growing like a weed, which is great. Knock on wood, things are going right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They look great.
Yeah.
And still drawing the crowds. But you never rest on your laurels. It's one of the things we love about you. And this weekend you're celebrating a holiday.
Yeah. So it's that time of the year. It's trick or treat time.
Yeah.
So this evening and next Saturday evening we celebrate our flashlight safaris, which is a cool event because our guests are able to come to the park in the dark.
Nice.
And we encourage you to dress up, bring your candy bag, bring your flashlights, and literally you're on safari with your flashlights, and it's really neat to shine your light into the exhibits and try to locate the hyenas or the zebras or the bears, and it adds a whole different experience to the park. And then of course there's like 20 some odd trick-or-treat stations around as well, which is not just us. We have a lot of volunteer organizations from the community, so thank you. Their support of us is what makes these events possible. We had a huge delivery of candy sent in from one of our April the Giraffe follower groups.
Oh my God.
There's got to be about 8 boxes of candy over here, so community effort, small and wide as well.
Awesome.
So and then tomorrow and next Sunday, which is our last day of the season, we have our daytime trick-or-treat. So if the kids are young and the nighttime thing isn't really up, for what you're doing. Now, mind you, the night times aren't scary. It's just dark, that's all.
Yeah.
But our daytime trick-or-treat events go from 10 till 3.
Okay.
And same thing. A bunch of stations throughout the park. Bring your costumes, bring your candy bags, trick-or-treat around, see the animals in the fall setting, and say goodbye for the season.
And we just have to one more time. What is that official last date for you?
October 22nd.
Okay,
is our
people,
last
that's it.
day
October
of the season.
22nd for the season until next year. But you might be doing some stuff maybe over the winter.
Yeah, there's, not that it's officially announced yet, but we have a Jungle Bells event that is tentatively scheduled for parts of November and December. Rumor had it that reindeer are flying in, and maybe Santa will be stopping by.
Well, he has to come with a reindeer.
Naturally,
right?
naturally. So, let us get to November 1st, and you know, you might learn more about that. You might get a message from the North Pole.
That's awesome, because you know what? And that's the nice thing, because back in the day, Santa had to rely on the mail. And now Santa can rely on our social media.
That's where he might be watching.
He's watching right now. I think he's always watching.
Yeah.
But this is great. So you obviously, we came by and there's more construction going on. So continue to grow. And
yeah, we right now we are a week or two away from paving our entire parking lot.
Yay!
All right. So you know, one of our big things here is access for everyone.
Yes.
You know, accessibility, and
Yep.
I can personally relate to that with my daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
So the last part of our park that was, I guess, an obstacle for some was the fact that our lots were not paved, and that there's a small lip to go in and out of our welcome center and gift shop.
Yeah.
In another 2 weeks, that's no more. All right, the lots will be paved, and our new welcome center will be open for next season.
Okay.
Fully handicap accessible.
Wonderful.
And there's rumor of brick and mortar bathrooms coming, which will also be accessible. But that's I don't want to get the cart too far in front of the horse.
No, that's great.
Yep.
And I know a couple weeks, or last week actually, you had your Wine for Wolves too, which is another big event that helps.
Yeah, Wine for Wolves, awesome event. We had a record crowd this year. We had over 700 visitors. I think it was 32% of the tickets sold went outside of Broome County and out of state, which is awesome. So great event and great exposure. Again, that's another event that's made possible by the wineries, breweries, cideries, and restaurants of our area volunteering their time, service, and product to showcase what they have. So awesome, and thank you guys again for that. Huge success.
This is amazing. Well, we always have fun here.
Yeah.
And I always feel like I'm just taking you away from 50 million other things that you could be doing. But you know, keep us posted on the things that's happening with you, and of course we'll share it with our friends out in social media land and find out what's going on. But it is always so much fun to come out to Animal Adventure and see all the animals.
You got
the celebrities.
Well, thanks
too.
Stop. So thanks for being here, and of course, same, you know, follow our social media pages, like us on Facebook, follow the website.
Yep.
Any of that holiday stuff will be mentioned on there, along with new online store merchandise and things like that for the holidays. And sloth encounters, something new for next season. The perfect holiday gift: sloth encounter.
All right.
Meet, feed, and hold sloths.
Oh my God!
Awesome.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
We're all in. Thanks,
Right.
Jordan.
Thanks, Judy.
Come on, Jerry. Hi, baby. Yes. We see you when you were born, buddy. Where's her heart?
Her heart is on the other side of her neck. When she turns it.
You ready? Say so,
Okay, so if you look down more towards where it connects with her shoulder, about 3/4 down her neck, it's a tilted heart slightly on her neck. Oh, she does have like this one up here that is over shaped.
April, there you go.
Right.
All of them. Yeah, you know he does everything.
And baby has one too.
Oh, does he?
Yes. His is, if you look, it's on the other side.
Okay. Right.
So if you look more towards where his shoulder is, on that left side there he has a, not as defined, but he has a bit of a heart shape right above his left. Yep, right on his left shoulder. And Oliver, we had fun like earlier.
There he goes now. He don't leave her alone. Yeah. I did see a chance to talk to her. Yes, our group was really sad. Baby's feeding for people to get ready. Yeah.
Boys drive her crazy. Yeah. We do something. And guys, please no feeding from that lower fence line, only from up here on this